Mayor is going to take office. Seems like there is a controversy. Want to get the details. Our WLAE colleague here, Charles Marsala, is joining us. He's the founder of Nola Smarter Inauguration, and the website is nolasmarterinauguration.org. Charles, welcome.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you.
So, why does it matter when the next mayor is going to be inaugurated? Why is that an issue?
New Orleans has been struggling with this at least since Moon Landrieu's time. In 1977, we had the election. Dutch Morale got elected, and it was delayed till May of 78 to install Dutch. And I remember I was graduating high school. The May 3rd flood hit within days of that inauguration. So what we wanted to do is, looking at this, the League of Women Voters got heavily involved with this in 2011, trying to fix it because Mitch got elected on Endymion and during the Super Bowl period. And they realized 30% voter turnout is horrible. So they went to the state and to the city to try to move it up to a reasonable time frame. They've moved up the election, but they've gone back to now what we had in 1977.
So in 1977, you had a fall election, and then you had a spring inaugural.
Right.
So you had this massive period for transition, much longer than the President of the United States. The President gets elected in early November and takes office in late January, 2.5 months. If it's good enough for the President, shouldn't it be good enough for the mayor of New Orleans?
I'll tell you, the town that I was mayor of, I got elected in November, I got installed in December.
Yeah.
So a lot of places could do it within weeks.
And shouldn't you want a quicker transition period to let the new person who's just been elected get in there, because that person's got then the support of the people to get those plans through, as opposed to holding on to a more unpopular old administration that's finishing?
Well, and absolutely, the energy of the campaign. You have all these people, all this energy, they want to see their candidate elected, installed. So we get done in November, you got the holidays, normally it's the second Monday in January. You take office, you put your budget, you stop the spending of anything going on prior to you, so you have a full year that you're responsible for. The way it works now is the guys going out of office can spend all the money they want, and then the guys coming in have to have 7 months, and they might have to cut programs because expenditures have been front-loaded.
So let's tell the viewers the real dirty secret here, and that is that this was sort of schemed to allow the old administration to be in power while all the fun, festive Tri-Centennial events were going on, right?
What's surprising me is that
that's the reason, correct?
And it's not hidden. If you Google this,
yeah.
you Google NOLA.com's written about it, Gambit,
yeah.
The Advocate, there's little stories there. And the League of Women Voters was very upset. They worked hard to move this. And at the last minute, last year, there was a little twist done so that the incumbents stay in office through the party.
So the League of Women Voters wanted to get the inauguration up in January?
Yes.
So makes sense, a shorter transition period. How is it changed whereby Mayor Landrieu was able to stay?
So it's a little bit complicated. In 2015, the League of Women Voters got an award from Citizens for a Better New Orleans for this idea, and that they were pushing it through in their studies and all. It's going through, and then the city council last fall put on the ballot, most residents don't even know they voted for this, but it was a fine line at the end of a paragraph on the ballot that says the installation for this time only will be delayed. And starting in the year 2022, it'll be moved up.
So voters probably didn't even know.
Nobody knew.
It was snuck in there. So now you're trying to correct this whole thing.
Yes.
Trying to get a petition signed by the voters of New Orleans to put this on the ballot, let the voters decide whether to have an early inauguration or not.
Right, there's two ways to do it. The city council, and actually I sent them an email today, we're asking people to contact them, they could own it themselves. They could put it on the calendar, on their own agenda and say,
Good luck with that, Charles. Good luck
Well,
with that.
I wanted to give them the first right of refusal.
Yeah.
Okay, so
because the city council wants to be in place while the parties are going on too.
But some of those guys are going to run unopposed. And one of them, and LaToya Cantrell, is running for mayor.
Right.
So as looking back, and I've been contacted by some people, Ms. Cantrell may not have favored doing this when it came up previously. So Jason, if he stays on, he would actually get sworn in, and he runs unopposed, he holds his seat.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't impact him. So that way, we though still as
so
a
the
backup.
city council could do this on their own.
Yeah, they could.
And move up the inauguration
They
of
could.
the,
We've
of the
asked them
mayor.
to.
Would it have to be approved by the mayor or not?
No,
They could
it's up
just
to
make
them.
it
They
law.
put it on the ballot. They say we're going
they could put it on the ballot.
Yes.
Okay, so they could put it on the ballot. I don't think they're going to do that. So what is your other option?
Option B is that you get 10,000 signatures, and then you of registered Orleans Parish voters only. If you're not registered in Orleans, it doesn't help. But we've got it so people can download it. This week there was an insert in 30,000 Advocate newspapers. There are stores that there are at least 4 stores right now in New Orleans that people walk in, and we're advertising to people to go to those stores. They can sign it and get those signatures done. We must have a team of about 50 people right now working on this.
How many signatures are you at right now?
We are probably right now, I would say we're at about 3,000 signatures.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So is there any time limit as to when you have to get them in?
do.
If you need it on the ballot, you got to get this going quickly, huh?
We got to get it to the state by early August. So we are going to be pressured to get it done. They have to vet all the signatures, but we've designed a nice form. We've done it this mailing. We're actually doing a few other things. So like I said, it was a modern technique to do this. You can download it at your home, and you could print it, you could sign it, and
mail it in.
in.
Or you could, in public, meet with one of your volunteers.
And we were at last night, there was a group at the Harrison Market on Harrison Avenue. There are people walking neighborhoods. There are people that are out throughout the city. And if I can say that there's the 3 stores that have it there's Parlays on Harrison, Maldana's Digital Imaging on Canal, and Sterling Frame on Magazine have all agreed to have it out there.
As a St. Tammany Parish resident, can I sign this petition?
No, but you could tell your friends.
Okay. So you have to be an Orleans Parish voter, not just resident, right?
Right,
You have to be
voter.
registered to vote.
Yes, you do.
And if you're registered to vote under the name John E. Smith, you can't write the petition of John Smith, right?
Correct. You have to do that very legibly, and what they do as a backup is they ask you for your birth date. And it's funny because some of the ladies have skipped their birth dates. If they can't read your name correctly, they use the birth date as a backup. So if it's John Smith born on this date, then if they have the date down there, they can validate that that's the right John.
So
Smith.
it doesn't have to match exactly?
You want the middle initial. If somebody leaves off an initial, they can let that go. But
Right.
the deal is you might have 2 or 3 people. The other thing is the voter district. We have maps. There's 5 voter districts, A, B, C, D, or E. And we've laid it out so that people can look at it for themselves. Or if not, we'll fill that out. We've got a team, like I said, that's working that.
So this is all being pushed right now. You're trying to get it by early August, and then it'll be on the ballot in November. And then let's just say the people of New Orleans vote in favor of this. What is going to be the new date for the inauguration?
The date is the 2nd Monday in January. And the city charter says it will be the 2nd Monday in January, but it says it's going to be delayed to 2022. So we're just taking out that one little sentence that says it's going to be delayed.
Okay, so that'll mean the 2nd Monday of January.
Right.
So that'll mean that the new mayor will take office 4.5 months early.
Correct. If you look on the calendar right now, there's a tremendous amount of Tri-Centennial parties. It ends with fireworks at the end of Jazzfest. And what surprised me is that the stories that I've read, they've been very upfront with the fact that it seems like this was all done to accommodate the Tri-Centennial.
Why are they not celebrating the Tri-Centennial throughout the entire year? Why are they ending at Jazzfest, which is in April?
Again, we talk about front-loading expenditures. Maybe the incumbents front-loaded all the parties and realized they couldn't just delay
But the new mayor can throw whatever parties
he won't have any
wants,
money,
right?
He or she won't have any money because it's going to be gone.
Okay.
So that's one,
That's another reason to get the new mayor in there, so the new mayor can sort of be at the helm when these events take place.
Correct. And there's some great events going on with Mardi Gras, New Orleans Entrepreneur Week, French Quarter Festival, and Jazzfest have all been.
What sort of special events did the Tri-Centennial Committee plan for the Tri-Centennial that are on the calendar now?
Well, what they've taken is every event has been upgraded a notch. So like the fireworks at the end of Jazzfest, that's something new.
Are they doing any special events just for
There are some ballets, there are some entrepreneur activities, and there's a calendar, there's a website called New Orleans Tri-Centennial. So
Right.
you can go there and you can see it starts actually about November 15th.
Right.
And it really goes to about May 10th. So we just see that window is where the huge focus is on. There's some ballets, there's other things going on with parties and balls. It's fairly well.
In our final minute or so here, Charles, why is this important? Which mayor gets to enjoy the parties, and why have you taken this up as a cause?
Well, having been a former mayor, I knew the cause is that you really want fiscal responsibility. If somebody's campaigning right now on redoing the police or the budget or crime, roads, all those plans, they're going to lose a whole year, because really if you get in May, the budget's been spent, you're dealing with so many other issues, your appointments, your political appointments to commissions. The new people should take office in January. That's why everybody else does it.
Right.
Nobody else says, oh, we got a party in Des Moines, Iowa, so we're going to delay the installation. It's really sound government that you get elected. The residents have their energy. They're going to pick people. They're going to work hard this fall for their candidates. that candidates should get in office in January.
Yeah, and it just seems to me the longest transition that I've heard of. I mean, have you done any studies? Are there any other transitions this long in the country?
Like I said, in mine, it was, I got elected in November, I was sworn in before
Right.
Christmas. And most of them, it's early January. People try to do it as quick as possible because of that energy that
Right.
the voters want. If somebody's running a hard campaign on education, crime, got some great ideas, let them implement them.
Wow. Well, I think it's an important issue, and I hope people go on the website, and I think that's NolaSmarterInauguration.org.
Or they can email their council members.
Yeah. You know, I'm not too optimistic about that, but that's another option, because it seems to me the council members have been pretty much rubber stamps for the mayor. So, I really haven't seen much independence there. But I think it's a great cause, and you would think all the different mayoral candidates that are running would get behind this.
There's some debates coming up. We think very quickly they should be talking about it, and two have already reached out to us. So we anticipate some support from their teams. So getting that 10,000 signatures is going to get helped, augmented by their campaigns.
Well, good work, and Charles, I'm glad you're spearheading this. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, when we come back, it's time to get a legislative update. What happened during the special session, the regular session?